All right, guys, so I just can't help but respond to this, okay? I know I talk about this a lot, but the left's response, man, when the GOP does something that I believe is just common sense. Like, again, if you're a normal, regular person, okay, if you have any type of moral compass, okay, we should all agree that children should not be transitioning, okay? They just shouldn't be transitioning. Just wait till 18. I haven't heard one convincing argument for why kids shouldn't wait till 18. Okay, I just haven't heard one. But the left's response when the GOP moves to ban kids from chemically, physically, or surgically castrating themselves before the age of 18 is beyond me. Okay, I just don't understand in my mind, how can anybody, like any reasonable person, think that this is okay, that this is what we should be doing in society, okay? Videos like this, we're gonna look back at what, 100, 200, maybe 300, 400, 500 years from now, and we're gonna say, yeah, this is how the West fell, right? This is how we fell, because we have people like this that are pushing this type of stuff on children, as you have these woke activists who have a complete meltdown, okay? And I'm telling you, this is just exaggeration after exaggeration after exaggeration over the fact that Florida, okay, is on the verge, and they may have already done so, to be quite honest with you, of banning children getting sex changes and hormones, and also they're changing child custody laws to be more in favor of parents who don't want to transition their kids, you know, if there's a situation where a parent is trying to transition their child, which I think is all things that everybody in a reasonable society should agree with. But again, the reaction here from these people, okay, the woke activists here, really tells you that we do have a crisis in this country, right? So without further ado, let's get into this.
Hi, I was once a trans youth, and now I'm a happy 22-year-old trans adult student at New College of Florida. This is my health care.
Ma'am, okay.
Don't tread on it.
Wow, right? Absolutely incredible. Wow.
Senator Yarborough has militarized the Florida GOP into the genital Gestapo. Ron DeSantis wants trans people dead. You are committing genocide.
Ron DeSantis wants trans people dead. You're committing genocide. Okay, where are your facts and evidence to back that up? Okay, where was the trans kid genocide 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago, right? Before all this stuff was available. Because if this is naturally occurring, like they say, okay, this is naturally occurring, okay? It is risen exponentially over the last 3 to 5 years, which suggests that it's definitely not natural. But again, let's just give them their argument. If this is naturally occurring, okay, this is not something that's being indoctrinated on kids, not being pushed in it. Where was this trans genocide 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago when the medications weren't available, the surgeries weren't available, when this stuff wasn't as mainstream as it is now? If it is truly harming and killing kids, where was the genocide? Where's your facts and evidence to back up these claims? I guarantee you, they don't have any, right? They don't have any. They just say this stuff as a way to guilt trip people into going along with it. And this is what I hate the most about this what's happening, right? Is that we can't have a reasonable conversation because the people that we're trying to have a conversation to default to, well, if you don't agree with me, then you must want me dead. And that's just simply not the case, man. It's simply not the case. It's ridiculous.
Grew up in Germany in the aftermath of Nazis, and what you people are doing is no different. This is transphobic, it is cruel, and you really should be ashamed.
What you are doing by signing this bill is an act of war. The way it is, as it is now, my people will die. And that blood, if you support this bill, will be on your hands.
Now, here's the thing. Here's where you get into the conundrum here when you're trying to debate these people, right? When they make these outlandish claims, okay, you can't say that you don't care, right? Because if you say you don't care, then people will look at that as hateful, right? Like, I mean, at this point, you just kind of got to do what you're going to do and just say nothing, right? Just say nothing about it. Let them do it. Say nothing because you can't respond, right? You can't keep going back and forth with them because they keep claiming that their lives are in danger. You can't say you don't care, okay? You just got to be like, hey, we're going to move forward this and that's it. Right? You can't engage with debate with these people. These people cannot be debated with. Can't be reasoned with.
I'm 12 years old. I'm non-binary. If you pass this bill, many of us will die. I deserve to live as long as all of you. We are humans too.
Wait, so if you're non-binary, I'm trying to figure out, what about not letting you transition if you're non-binary is going to be so harmful, right? You're non-binary, so you don't know if you're a boy or girl. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, what type of treatments do you need? Like are you trying to undergo, testosterone, estrogen? Like, what are you trying to do if you're non-binary? How does that work? Right? What does treatment look like for a non-binary person? I don't know. Maybe they try to get some hormones of the opposite sex. They try to achieve a balance. I don't know. You just need to wait till you're 18, and then you can knock yourself out and do what you want to do. Live your best life. I'm not trying to get in the way with that. I'm wishing you nothing but peace and happiness. But what you're pushing here is really, really, really wrong. Okay, it is morally wrong. Okay, and this 12-year-old clearly has no idea what they're talking about.
I was 2, I wanted to kill myself. By the time I was 15, I attempted to slice my own breasts off.
Wow. At 2 years old, this person wanted to delete themselves at 2. Really? Again, you can't really respond to that any kind of way, right? You got to be careful how you respond to that, okay? It's just like, I don't know what to say to people who default to these type of these claims. I really don't. Sorry for the hiccups. I don't know what to say. You just have to ignore it. You literally just have to be like, all right, okay, well, we're going to move forward with this anyways.
I went to the ER because I was bleeding out.
I'd also like to implore you all to remember that less than a week ago, gun law restrictions were loosened. And anyone who thinks it's a good idea to come and take my child, I dare you.
Every time that I look at you guys in this committee, I realize more and more that you guys want to commit trans genocide and that our blood is on your hands.
It's funny because maybe this is a tactic that the right should adopt, right? Anytime the left disagrees with us, we should just be like, well, you just want us dead, right? You just want to kill us, right? You want to commit genocide of right-wing people. Maybe that's what we should just start doing. Just start screaming at it, right? Because that's the best way to stop debate. Let's be real. That's the best way to stop any type of debate or disagreement or anything like that, is just to simply do this tactic right here, which in my opinion is a very disgusting tactic because, again, it's simply there not because these statements, are being backed up by any real facts or evidence, but they're saying these statements as a means of, again, stifling debate and trying to guilt people into going along with their far left agenda, which, again, I think is incredibly immoral. It's incredibly wrong. You can't engage in a debate with somebody who defaults to this type of stuff. I told you guys, this is how it goes. Okay, first they say, well, it's racism, sexism, transphobe, it's some type of bigotry, right? That's the first stage. The next stage is to say, well, if you don't go along with what I do or what I want, then you're harming us, right? You're responsible for my harm, okay? The race hustlers say, if you don't go along with our woke agenda when it comes to police, you're responsible for black people being shot and killed by white police officers in the street. That's what they say. And when, you can't convince people with that, what they move on to is acts of violence, right? Where you got the BLM protests, the Roe v. Wade protests, et cetera, et cetera. That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
I am the parent of a transgender child who is almost 8 years old, and we are at the beginning of our journey. And what you're doing is taking away life-saving potential opportunity for me and my family.
Every 45 seconds, a trans person makes an attempt on their life, meaning that one happened every 2 speakers that you saw this very moment. 10 years ago, that was me, and 1 year ago, that was one of my siblings. And tomorrow, it will be the children of people in this room. Your vote on this bill determines if that 45 seconds becomes 30.
Wow. Again, it's hard to say anything to people who, feel that way. And if they legitimately feel that way, I get it. But that's not how you debate. Okay? You can't come to the table on an issue like this and make these types of claims and not back it up by real facts and evidence and data. Okay? Because those are lofty claims to claim that, people or kids not being able to transition is going to cause a trans genocide. That to me is just, come on, man. It's super reckless, right? It's super reckless. This is what we're dealing with here, folks. Again, this is why you see a lot of women that don't want to speak out against this. Okay, even though clearly, this is at their expense when it comes to sharing their spaces, sports, etc. This is why a lot of people just don't want to say anything about it because of this, right? This is what you're met with, okay? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.